First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, seeking his truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the true Israelites that's coming out, the elect nation of Israel. This is brother Yawanathan from Great Millstone, Detroit, back at you with another lesson. And this is just like, just touched me, going on with this ICE situation, man. Being able to use lethal force. You seeing some things where this lady tried to pull off and he just shot her broad day. And now to the point now they're trying to deport the Haitians now. Okay? And I just had a couple of scriptures. And this lets you know that, Israel is just not, this Hebrew Israelite is just not a black thing. Okay? So, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. No, let's start at 47. Because thou serve not the Lord in thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the wanting of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon his neck until he have destroyed thee. And that's something that, Jake has been through. You got the Babylonian captivity, you got the Northern Kingdom with the Assyrian captivity, so on and so forth. So now it's just, again, just not a black thing, all right? But this helps filter out who are the Lord's chosen, and the people are the ones who get afflicted by the curses of Deuteronomy 28. 28. Okay, we got other curses that really does affect Jake, but the thing is, this is just for the so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, and the Latino Hispanics. Okay, because you saw what they did with ICE, with the Northern Kingdom, especially since I'm from Detroit. We have a place in Detroit called Southwest Detroit, and that's where you usually see your Issachars. You might see a few Ephraimites and Simeonites, which are the so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Dominicans, but a lot of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, are they populate that portion, But you see who they really coming for, man. They coming for us Jakes, man. Grab another one. It's Jeremiah 50. Because you saw what they were doing to the so-called Northern Kingdom. Now they're doing it to the Southern Kingdom. And you see that's kind of unfair. That you got the so-called Ishmaelites, the so-called wild man, who's on a visa tax-free for 7 years, I believe. But you got these other so-called foreigners, or basically people that was born outside of America on visas, and you demonize them, criminalize them. They'll have like very small things going on with the law, like could been like traffic tickets, and then but at the same time you demonize them. All right, so let's grab Matthew the 5th chapter real quick. I'm gonna make this really short. It was just really getting into now what they're doing to the Southern Kingdom, of what they just got done doing with the Northern Kingdom. All right, but here's Matthew 5 and let's see, I know it's 5. Should I start at 9? Let's start at 9. It says, blessed are thee, the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for there is a kingdom of heaven. Okay, here's the point though. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Now, this is especially, when even the woke is gonna go through it, but even today, even on a lesser scale, a while back, the brothers did a video, and they were like messing with this so-called. I believe he was from the Northern Kingdom, and they kind of demonized him. He had his own food truck, and then they put him in jail. They got a knife next to him. Like the knife had nothing to do with it. He didn't have a knife. I mean, yeah, you're working at a whole food truck. I expect you to have something sharp to cut, your meat and stuff, your lentils with. But you see how this enemy and this devil is trying to paint a false narrative on the children of Israel. All right. I'm going to get Jeremiah. Just the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And that's even talking about now. All right, we had the example of what happened with ICE when it came to, the Northern Kingdom, but now they're doing it to the Southern Kingdom. Like I said, they were getting into the Haitians now. So let me read that back. It says, 33, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah. So they said the children of Israel and children of Judah. Now when it gets into Judah, that's really talking about your Northern Kingdom, because when you actually look at them, they're kind of hard to tell apart. I got brothers that's from tribe of Judah, tribe of Benjamin, and tribe of Levi. Now, when you don't even know about the spirit and not trying to get into the natures of certain tribes, you're just looking at a forefront face value. You wouldn't be able to tell them apart. So that's why they grouped them all together. But no, when they talk about Judah, it's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the northern tribe. Okay, but as you can see, they're trying to get rid of the so-called Haitians, the so-called Levites. All right, so you see what they're really doing to Jake out here. Now we're not really not a physical, but we're still captives of this place. I ended up on this one. This is the book of Jeremiah 30 and 8. And it says, for it shall come to pass in those days, saith the Lord of hosts, that I'll break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Because we don't have that physical mark, that physical yoke of iron around our neck, but now we got a different yoke where you got your ID, your social, things that make you I guess you can use the word progress in this kingdom. Because if you don't got no like birth certificate, nothing to prove that you are a part or conform to the American standard, you got really nothing to do with this place. But that's why we got your IDs, your social security numbers, your birth certificates, documentation, basically. All right, but yeah, it's the pot is heating. You can see the videos that brothers put up, but didn't want to make this too long. But again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, And again, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstones teaching the truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I'm going to close out. Say shalom.